Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Welcome to another interesting little bit of a fun video today. We're obviously going to write some code in Python to analyze some movie box office collection data. I've taken this data from a website called SACNILK, SACNILK. You can Google and find that out. I'm just using that data and we're just going to analyze a few interesting things. If you're a fan of movies and analysis, I think this video could be for you. So I've already set up like the code, so I'm just going to run. So this is on Google Colab, right? Like if you don't have Jupyter Lab, you can use Google Colab to run your code. I've already put the file in my Google Drive. So normally step number one would be to connect your drive, so you can access your file. And here you go, right? So I've connected it to this movie stat CSV file, which I will upload in our description, so you can also try it out. And now as you see, we have this data, right? Just observe it closely. We have the name of the movie, some famous movies that have run really well. So RRR, for example, the collection in Karnataka, AP, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and rest of India, and of course the total numbers, right? I think I have the data for the first 7 days. Same for Jawan, Bahubali 2, Pushpa, Jailer, Salar, Leo and Goat. Goat released recently, the greatest of all time movie from Vijay. So yeah, for some, as you see, we just have 5 days of data. Even for Bahubali 2, I could only get 5 days. There was no direct data for 6th and 7th day. So whatever is available, I put the 7 days, otherwise it's 5 days. Right, quite interesting. As you see, these are the collection in crores, right? And this is gross collection. So let's see, answer a few simple questions to see if there are any sort of patterns of why something works. First of all, I wanted to write a simple logic because as you see here, we have data of each state, right? But for each movie, a state is a home state, right? For example, RRR is a Telugu movie, right? So APTG is its home state. Whereas for a Jawan, a rest of India, right? Since it's from Bollywood, is the home state. Whereas for a Jailer, right? Like which is actually a Tamil movie, the Tamil Nadu value will be the home state value, right? In order to create a new column like that, I've written a logic here, right? So it's just a function. So I'm saying if the movie name value in that row equals RRR, please return the value of APTG, right? Which is the Andhra Pradesh collection. Same for Salar, Bahubali 2 and Pushpa, all are Telugu movies. For Goat, Leo and Jailer, all are Tamil movies. I'm returning the value of the Tamil Nadu column in that particular row, right? Else I put rest of India. So this will apply for Jawan and I'm just applying that formula, right? Now if you notice for RRR, home collection shows 102.5, which is obviously the APTG collection, right? Same here, 48.5, home collection is the same. Whereas for a Jawan, if you see, the rest of India is 62.3 and that value shows here as the home collection, right? Same way if I scroll down to Jailer, Tamil Nadu is 23.4 and the home collection shows 23.4. A column that could calculate the home collection, right? That is the first step I'm doing, right? And now I'm going to break down the difference that this director Rajamouli, creates, right? He has taken great movies like RRR, Bahubali 2. So I'm just taking day 1 numbers, right? As you noticed in the data, we had day 1 to day 7, right? So I'm just considering day 1 numbers here and sorting the values by the overall total across the country, right? And if you notice here, RRR and Bahubali 2, both are Rajamouli movies, stand on the top, right? 150 plus crore collection and none of them are really close as you see, right? In fact, there's only one more movie which has a total of 100 on day 1, right? Look at the difference the director is able to create, right? And if you notice here, this is just runaway success, right? In AP, it's probably because of the number of theaters or screens. 100 crore in a single state for a particular movie, that's I think almost impossible, right? Even Jawan, if you see, in rest of India, which is its home territory, it's collecting only 60 crore. But look at the number here for RRR, right? It's runaway success. Plus, if you notice for Bahubali 2, something that's really interesting is, look at the rest of India number here for Bahubali 2. It's a Telugu movie, right? It's collected 57 crore in its home state, but it's able to collect 60 plus crore in rest of India. That impact away from home that it's making is what makes its collection significantly strong. RRR also has a decent number, not very high, but it completely outperforms in its home state, right? 102. Look at Tamil movies, Leo, Jailer or Goat. home state collections are still only about 30 to 25 to 30 crore, right? Even Pushpa at home is doing only 35, right? So I think, yeah, that's a factor. Rajamouli movies, they're really strong at home, especially on day one. They have a big opening, maybe because of the number of screens or theaters. On top of that, the performance away from home, especially in Bahubali 2, it's able to collect more than even its home state, right? In rest of India, maybe because Bahubali 1 had a nice ending with a twist, so everyone wanted to watch Bahubali 2. That makes the difference, right? They are runaway winners, right? Bahubali 2 and RRR, like Rajamouli movies, they are like just standing apart, right? In the first day collection. Let us go to Prabhas Data, right? I want to analyze the impact of Prabhas as an actor. Bahubali 2 and Salar are the movies here, right? If I run this, we can quickly see this is big difference, right? Bahubali 2 was with Rajamouli, Salar was with another director. Look at the difference it already makes here, right? As you notice, Salar in Andhra and Telangana is pretty strong, right? If you see the collection in Andhra Pradesh, 6733, this is much higher than the collection of Bahubali 2, right? So it had a strong opening in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. However, look at the rest of India number, right? Like the Rajamouli factor. It's like 60, 50 and so on. But Salar just collects like 18, 19, 20 and then it just falls down completely, right? So the impact that Bahubali 2 made was also because of Rajamouli, the director, right? So Prabhas has a very strong home performance in APTG. However, only with Rajamouli, the rest of India impact comes into play, right? Which is why Salar did not collect much in rest of India, right? Clearly significant difference that we are already able to see. Now let us see, okay, what impact does this rest of India collection have on the overall numbers? So I'm going to do a simple percentage calculation, the rest of India number divided by the total collection, right? And let us sort it by that value to see. And as you notice here, right, the ones that come up on top, obviously you'll expect to see a Jawan because Jawan, rest of India is its home territory itself, right? So that doesn't matter much. But if I scroll down a bit below, the immediate ones that come through is again Bahubali 2, right? More than 50% collection comes from rest of India, which is, a very important thing. And then again you have Triple R with 40% collection or more, right? And that is a challenge what a Pushpa or all the Tamil movies like Leo Goat faced, right? They hardly have like a 10% contribution here, right? Which makes a huge difference, right? Rest of India performance is very crucial for overall box office numbers. I also feel this is because a lot of Tamil movies don't release in the multiplexes in the north because of the fact that they need to release on OTT within 4 weeks, and multiplexes in the north don't want something like that. I think that is a factor, but still 10% is nothing, right? Look at Bahubali 2, it's able to make 50% collection from the rest of India, which is like really important for overall collections. Now let us see previous day data, right? For a day, compare it to previous day to see the percentage change and stuff. And if you see here, right, this is the last column, I guess, right? The percentage change column. Obviously, after day one, you see drops, and then generally on the first Monday, there'll be a 50% drop. This is common, right? After the weekend, not a lot of people really go to the theater. So Triple R had a 50% drop. Same with, I think, Jawan. Jawan started on a Thursday, so if you see on Monday, day 5, there's a 59% drop, which is obviously expected on the first Monday. But if you notice Bahubali 2, right, I think Monday, 14% drop. Even on a Tuesday, which I think was a working day, there's just a 25% drop, right? It was able to hold, right? If it's able to hold on a Tuesday, obviously it's going to go stronger, right? We don't have the rest of the data for Bahubali 2, but I think of these movies here, the overall collection was highest for Bahubali 2. It was more than 1,500 crore. And I think this important thing is, the first Monday and the first Tuesday, look at the holes, right? I think maybe that Monday was a holiday. I think it was May Day or something, so it's still fine. But look at this, right? On the first working day after that, still able to hold, not dropping 50%, but just dropping 25% overall in terms of overall numbers, right? So from that perspective, I think it's really strong, right? From 103, it's just dropped to 77. That's what makes Bahubali 2 a cool movie and has one of the highest collections. The Tuesday hold means it also got a good opening because of the director, the hype, whatever. Plus, probably it was good, so people are still coming to the theaters on the first Tuesday, right? So that's one interesting case study here. And now let us look at the home collection, right? I'm using a rank function to rank it, obviously, just to see the overall home collection for the first 7 days. In Bahubali's case, it's probably the first 5 days, right? Let's see what's the problem here. I think home collection is, I probably didn't run that query that I was showing you here, right? So I have to run that, and then I have to execute. Yeah, now I think it should work. Now we have home collection. And now if you notice, obviously Jawan is very high, right? Rest of India makes a significant impact. For Jawan, that's the home territory, so it's rank 1. Triple R is 2, right? So Triple R also had a good strong home collection territory. I think first day itself it got 100 crore, as you see. Salar, thanks to Prabhas's opening, it's also pretty strong. Bahubali 2 is 141 crore, but just 5 days of data. You add another 2, it might be closer to Salar. But as you see, Bahubali 2's significant advantage was in the fact that it was also able to do well away from home, especially in rest of India. And this is where, as you see, right, Jailer, Goat, Leo and all, they're a bit struggling even at home because of probably the number of theaters. The collection is not as massive as, these Telugu movies like Triple R or Salar. That is something to note. And finally, come from the south, from Tamil Nadu as well. Just wanted to compare, the previous movies of Vijay and Rajini, Leo versus Jailer. So I'm just filtering for that data. And if you notice, overall total for the first week, Leo was slightly ahead, right? 300 crore versus Jailer 264. What created this difference, right? Let's break it down state by state. Let me first check for Kerala. As you notice, Kerala, Leo was just a bit above, right? 12 crores more, right? So it was stronger there. And then I go to Tamil Nadu, which was the home state for both. And again, Leo is significantly higher, right? Great opening, right? 34 crore extra, right? But if you notice, AP Telangana, for example, I think still it's slightly Rajini strong forte, right? It's 53 crore versus Leo 39 crore. Rajinikanth still has significant audience in the Telugu states, I presume. And in the home state for Rajinikanth, although he acts in Tamil movies, his home state acts to be Karnataka, it's still able to hold, right? Like that 8 or 9 extra crore. And as you notice, because of the bigger opening in Tamil Nadu, Leo was able to stand out, right? And that is why in the total numbers, as I was showing in the beginning, I think there's about a 35 crore extra for Leo in the first week, right? So I think it's Karnataka and AP Telangana still Rajini's forte. Vijay have been able to capture the Tamil Nadu market, and like bigger openings are possible there, and obviously a slightly higher number in Kerala also helped, I guess, with the Leo movie, right? So that is just some more comparison to see who has foothold in which market. Apart from this, obviously there is overseas data which is not clearly detailed by day wise and stuff, but I think all these movies have been significant hits. Some of them crossed 1,000 plus. So I hope you enjoyed the video, right? Like just like a fun video with the numbers, bit of analysis. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care. Bye.